So this is how you reassemble your 835 Ultimag, so the pump and everything. So I'm leaving the pump in it and the shotgun shell loader in it. This piece right here. This piece right here. So if you gotta put the pump back in, there's two small holes. Just make sure on the right side. You put those in there, and you'll see the two rods in there that'll move. See those rods? There's one on each side. Now this right here, that's the shotgun loader. So when you get your action, this piece right here, this piece, you gotta make sure you put it in there right. So the rounded part is the top and the flat's the bottom. You slide that right in front where the barrel is. You slide that right in front. You line that up in there. And this is kind of tricky for me to do with one hand. And it'll turn on you and stuff. And then I shove it about, halfway back or so, right up in there. And then what you do is you grab this piece right here. That's the bottom. So you gotta look. So if you look at this, see that little lip right there? That little hook type lip? That goes right in there. It doesn't go in front, it doesn't go behind, it goes right in there. That's how you reactivate your firing pin, is with this, because that loads it back and then holds it. So this has got to be lined up. This has got to be lined up right. And the grooves on the side, there's grooves in those pump rods on the pump right here. That pump with the rods on it. There's grooves in it. So you got to set it up just right to get in there. You can see the grooves moving. So let's see the groove. And it gets solid. There's a groove right there. And these set right in that groove. So you got to line it up just right. So this has got to go just a touch further back. Tricky doing it with one hand. And then you just kind of line it up in there. And see how that just kind of sits right there. See that lip is right in there. And the grooves. See, that's where the grooves are for the pump rod. Once you get that in there, it should move a little bit. Push it down and move it around a little bit. But see, look. See, now it all slides nice and perfect. Now I'm going to drop a couple drops of oil in there while I got it open. So just typical gun oil. Drop a couple drops in here. Let it settle. Get it all up in the grooves and whatnot, you know. Make sure, because this thing was jamming up a little bit on me the other day. And I've never had a jamming issue with this shotgun, so it's just because it's not clean. And they'll jam up on you because of that, so I'm rubbing my oil in there with my fingers real quick. Make sure it's nice and lubed. And then you got these two rods. So you notice that one has a nipple on it, the other one does not. You'll see a groove in the side of the shotgun right there, a hole. That's where the one with the nipple goes. So the one with the nipple goes like this, and that little hook goes towards the shotgun shell loading. That's what holds your shells in from getting pushed out. And you gotta kind of play with it a little bit, but the rod goes right in the side. If I could think, if I get in there with one hand. Need 1 second. It just kind of snaps into place because of the pressure of it. There we go. So that's the rod right there. There's a little rod. See the nipple. If I could get to move. See if you see it moving it. Yeah, right there. That's it right there. So it goes on the side right there. And that needs to be snug. And the other one goes directly on the other side. So there's this. And that one goes in there just like that. And that's the barrel end. Oops. So you need to get that in there. And this one's a little bit tricky, and you can't dump it sideways because I just dumped it sideways and the other one fell out. So give me a second. I'll have them both in there. So get that one in there, then this one in there. And then we have the trigger assembly that holds it all together. So what I'd suggest, depending on how you got the trigger assembly. And this just sits right on in there. Close the action all the way. And the trigger assembly just slides right on in there. Oops, one of my rods fell out. Pain in my ass doing this with one hand, pardon my language. And that's probably going to be open. And then yeah, and then that goes in right on in there. And that's how it goes all back together. Just so you guys know, because I told the barrel just slides right on in with the action. So if For the trigger assembly to go in properly, let me pull it out real quick. You got to kind of put it in an angle. So it's got to go in like that, and then the back goes in. So it just kind of wiggles in there. Just got to get it right. Oop. Give me 1 second. And for that to work, you have to have them fire because the safety will infringe you getting the trigger in. And I'd honestly fold the trigger hammer back because there's a trigger hammer spring on the top. You'll flop it back, you pull the trigger, it'll flop back up. So flop that back, turn the fire on, push the front of this in first, and then the back just slides right on. And that's just a whole plastic piece. And then you got to put your pin back in. There's a little pin that slides right into the side. We're going to make sure this works. Yep, and it works great. See? As I even got the pin back in, but if you hold the bottom of it, you push the button, the pump is working great for me now. So this shouldn't be a jamming issue or nothing right now. And it will move a little more forward than desired because of the fact that the barrel's not on it. I'm going to shove my pin back in. Tap it back in. So I got my pin back in. My action's all the way back, but you can see I'm going to push this button, loosen it. But as you can see, it's working again. And then the barrel, as you can see, it's got a kind of a weird ass end on it. There's the end of the barrel. I usually leave the action open when I'm doing this because I find it to be a little easier. Open up your action, so my action of the shotgun is open, the pump is down. You gotta kind of line up the rail with it, so that's gotta go in just a touch. God, this is a pain in the ass doing with one hand here. I'll let you guys look at it real quick. So I gotta kind of line that up and line this up. What's holding me up here? There we go. Something's holding me up. I missed it. Something's holding me up. I don't know what it is, but something's holding me up. I'm gonna wipe this off. Pain in my ass. Okay, wipe the end of the barrel off. And I should be able to pull it in about halfway. Put that on there. Yep. Cool. There we go. When it's all back together, you got your cap. I don't know where my cap went. There it is. You got this cap. Screws right on there. And once that screws on there, it locks everything into place. And then you got yourself a working shotgun again. Yep, works good. Cool. And that's how you clean your 835 Ultimag.